Hello, I'm Eleonore. I'm the head of the French office of Lexidy and the head of immigration France at Lexidy as well. I have been a French lawyer for the last 5 years and I'm focusing on immigration procedures for France. Today, we are going to explore the French visitor visa, the main requirements and the important things you need to know before making your visa application. So the visitor visa allows you to stay 1 full year in France. So you can have access to the Eurozone and travel within the Schengen area, so inside of the EU member states. It's a very interesting visa to have because you can renew it on a yearly basis. After 5 years of residency in France under a visitor visa, you can either apply for a French carte de résident, which is a 10-year residency card, or even to French citizenship if you have been living under a visitor visa for at least 5 years in the country. There are 3 important conditions before applying for a visitor visa. First of all, you need to make sure that you have enough savings to support yourself during your stay in France. Enough savings means to show at least what is required for the French minimum wage. This changes over time, but today we are around 17,000 euros for a whole year. This could be shown as the full amount, but also as regular monthly amount. The second important condition is to have a medical coverage covering France for the whole duration of the visitor visa. And the third condition, third but not least, is the promise that you're not going to work in France, meaning that you won't have links with the French labor law markets. This involves no French employment contract, no French clients if you're a freelancer, no French invoicing. As long as you meet those 3 criteria, you are eligible to apply for the French visitor visa. So the process for applying for a visitor visa. So the first thing would be to check that you have the required amount of savings or of income, that you have an insurance that is covering all the aspects needed for the visitor visa. And then last but not least, you need to book your appointment at the French consulate of your place of residency. So depending on the country where you are living, it can be done either at the French consulate, either at a special visa center. Once you have secured your appointment, and of course, once you make sure that you have all the required documentation, you need to prepare the final application folder, go to your appointments, and at this stage, they will ask you to bring the original of certain documents as well as the copies that the consulate would keep during the examination of your application process. What you need to keep in mind is that depending on the consulate, the application processing by the consulate could take between 1 week to around 10 days and maximum 1 month before getting your passport back with your visa. Now we are going to move on to the frequently asked questions by you. So the first one, what are the common reasons for visa denial and how to avoid them? I would say that the most common reasons that I see is that the applicant did not have enough funds or did not show them in the way that the consulate liked to see them. And the second most common reason is the insurance. The insurance for the visitor visa needs to meet certain criteria that are well defined by the French government. And you need to make sure that you don't book any kind of insurance, but you have the right insurance for your visitor visa. Can I change my visitor visa to a different visa type while in France? I get this question a lot of time from our customers. So yes, it is totally feasible as long as you have a 1-year visitor visa. Do not make the mistake of applying for a 6-month visitor visa, because in this case, you will not be able to change your status. So if we make the application for a 1-year visitor visa, it's important to start the procedure during the 2 last months of your visa, and that we prepare a solid application for the next residency permit type that you would like to apply for. Typically, most of our customers ask us to change their visa from visitor to entrepreneur, freelancer visa. And even though a lot of people think it's not allowed, it is, and we can help you with this process. Can you re-enter France with a long-stay visitor visa? Yes, you can re-enter France as long as you stay, you enter and leave the country during the validity of your visitor visa. It is allowed. Can I attend a conference in France with a visitor visa? Of course, you can attend a conference in France with a visitor visa. Be careful not to confund the visitor visa with the tourist visa. The tourist visa is a very short stay visa, while the visitor visa is a long stay visa. You can, of course, attend the conference and many other things during your whole year in France. How do I book an appointment for a France visa? So depending on your country of residency, the procedures are different. So some countries, you go directly to the consulate, and some other countries have special French visa center where you have to make the application. And this is typically the case for the United States and the United Kingdom, where you go to a special visa center. You also need to know that some countries that are very small do not have French consulates, so you need to travel to the nearest French consulate or French visa center. But at Lexidy, we can definitely help you to find the nearest application center of your place of residency. Can I visit France without a visa? So this question I have to answer yes and no, because it really depends on your nationality. For some nationalities, they have a visa exemption for 90 days, which means that you are able to travel to France without a visa, just with your passport for 90 days out of 180 days. So you need to be very careful if you are in this situation not to overstay your 90 days. And this is the case for some nationalities as American citizen, British citizen, Canadian citizen as well. If you would like to stay in France for more than 90 days, you need to apply for a long stay visa in your place of residency. You cannot enter France under your 90 days allowed with your passport and apply directly in France. Is it easy to get a French visitor visa? Well, as long as you meet the requirement and that you are very careful with the documents that you submit, especially the document regarding the medical insurance, the savings, and all the required documents asked by the French authorities, you should be all right and get your visitor visa easily. Is a visitor visa the same as a tourist visa? No. It's absolutely not the same. The main differences are that a tourist visa allows you to stay in France for 90 days. It's a very short period of time, while a visitor visa allows you to stay in France up to 1 year. The tourist visa is non-renewable and you cannot extend it, while the visitor visa, as long as you applied for the 1 year visitor visa, you can renew it in France very easily. So you can have an extension, and with the visitor visa, you can change your administrative status, which is not the case as a tourist visa. So what you need to remember that is the main difference is that the tourist visa is a short stay visa, the visitor visa is a long stay visa. You cannot change or renew the tourist visa, while the visitor visa is renewable and you can change your status in France. Thank you for watching this video with us. If you have any questions or if you need more information, feel free to go in the description and you will find the link to book a meeting with me or with one of our colleagues. We are here to make your life easier and to make the law simple and accessible for our customers. So feel free to book a free 15-minute consultation with one of us. We are here to help you every step of the way. If you have friends that are interested, of course, feel free to share the video with your friends and your network. And we are looking forward to meeting you.